welcome to our Late Look North. Hello, good evening, I'm Gerry Jackson. Most of our region will see council tax rising by almost 5% again from April. That's despite government changes to a separate funding formula which ministers insist will benefit the region. While one Teesside council leader says it'll allow more spending for the first time in 15 years, most others are searching for savings to balance their budgets. Here's our political editor, Richard Moss.
Running a council has been far from child's play in recent years, but the new funding formula is reshaping things in Middlesbrough. Council tax is going to rise by 2%, but after years of cuts, its mayor will have £6 million extra to spend. That will free up extra help for schools like this Nunthorpe Primary, more youth clubs, and more investment in one of the most deprived parts of Britain.
This would not have happened and did not happen under previous governments. Identifying the funding and placing funding on basis of need is a fundamental basis of what my party believes and what our party should be doing every single time. This is a very good start for that process.
But it's not just Labour councils getting extra money. Reform UK got into power in County Durham last year, promising to find savings and end big tax rises. The result? A proposed 3.1% council tax increase alongside £10 million of cuts. But the council did gain an extra £17 million this year thanks to the formula change. A win, say the county's Labour MPs, but the council's leader says they should be lobbying for more.
To get any kind of credibility and respect, they need to be doing their job, going to their government to get more money for the constituencies and the councils they represent. The £17 million we're getting this year, it barely covers the interest on the debt that we inherited in this administration.
But others have fared worse. Gateshead has got an extra £1 million towards a £350 million budget, but even that assumes a council tax hike of almost 5%. They're already looking for £10 million in savings and job cuts. Its leader says bigger change is needed.
The funding model for local government just doesn't work. It needs radical reform because otherwise services, not in the immediate future, but in the long term, just aren't sustainable.
And it's not just Gateshead where the gloom continues. What is now becoming clear is that despite those government changes, it's a very familiar story for most councils in the North East and Cumbria, searching for savings and putting council tax up. Richard Moss, BBC Look North.
Well, the government says the changes will give North East councils up to £4.2 billion to spend in coming years and help remove regional funding divides. More on that story and the rest of the week's political news in Politics North, Sunday morning at 10 on BBC One. The architect who designed the National Glass Centre has told Look North the building's been allowed to fall into neglect. The glassmaking and cultural venue faces demolition after faults were found in its roof and structure. Its owner, Sunderland University, says there's no other option as repair costs mount. Jim Scott reports.
Back after more than 20 years, the creator of the National Glass Centre. For the first time, he's publicly joining campaigners in the fight to save the world-famous glassmaking and cultural venue from demolition.
You walk through today, and to be honest, I was expecting the worst because I know there's been a certain amount of neglect, but actually I'm quite surprised. And you think to yourself, how can that be, that it could be demolished?
Opened by the then Prince Charles in 1998, the building looks somewhat different today. Its key attraction, the glass roof, cordoned off due to cracks, and behind the scenes, a need for structural repairs. Sunderland University, which owns it, says that bill could cost between 14 and 45 million, and it's simply not affordable. Andy, this building is now 30 years old. It's still fairly young. Did you not build this to last?
Everybody always builds things to last, of course. And you know, inside there, that is a really robust structure. So there's no reason why it couldn't adapt.
It comes as the Glass Centre's final major exhibition has just opened to visitors. Work from students past and present over the last 2 decades, proudly on display. The exhibition will close once the National Glass Centre shuts at the end of July. The university's more than 40-year-old glassmaking courses will also end. Sunderland University says the cost of remedial work is based on independent advice, and after careful consideration, none of the options provided were affordable. It says it appreciates the strength of feeling about protecting it, but so far no individual or organisation has come forward to offer a feasible plan of financial support towards refurbishing or saving the building on a scale that would be necessary. Jim Scott, BBC Look North, Sunderland.
An exhibition celebrating diversity has been unveiled, aimed at showing the real Middlesbrough after the 2024 riots. My Borough, My Shirt highlights the different stories of Middlesbrough Football Club's fans, showing how the game welcomes everyone regardless of race, religion or background. It was funded with government money to improve community cohesion. Right, for everyone despairing of this dank and dismal weather, could the weekend bring a respite? Paul has our forecast.
Good evening. As we head into the weekend and beyond, things don't change a great deal. Generally cloudy over the next few days, some rain at times for most of us as well. Best of any breaks in the west. Overnight tonight, there'll be a lot of cloud around in general. Dry at times, but more rain comes up from the south through the course of the night. So many places will see some patchy rain at times. Temperatures don't change a great deal from the daytime figures. Nothing lower than about 3 or 4 Celsius, and we keep that brisk, quite gusty east to southeasterly wind. So we start off tomorrow with a lot of cloud, further rain at times through the morning. I think it will tend to dry up a bit as the day goes on. Might even see a few bright spells, especially in the west, but even eastern areas might see 1 or 2 breaks during the afternoon. Looking at temperatures up to 8 or 9 Celsius, and it's more of the same over the next few days.
That's our Friday roundup. Peter Harris is here tomorrow, but from the late team, sleep well. Good night.